Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever found yourself caught in the frustrating cycle of wanting someone back, but realizing that chasing them only seems to push them further away? It's a situation many of us have faced, and it often leaves us feeling powerless, questioning our worth, and wondering what went wrong. But what if I told you that the key to reversing this dynamic isn't about chasing or convincing someone to come back? Instead, it's about reclaiming your confidence, stepping into your power, and letting them see your value in a way they can't ignore. Today, I'm going to share a powerful secret, a strategy rooted in Stoic philosophy, backed by self-empowerment principles, and supported by real research. This approach doesn't involve manipulation, tricks, or games. It's about focusing on you, rebuilding your foundation, and creating a magnetic energy that naturally draws people back to you. Let's start with some numbers. Did you know that scientific studies show that 30% to 65% of people give relationships a second chance? This means that the possibility of reconciliation is higher than you might think. But only if you approach the situation wisely. Most people fall into the trap of over-pursuing their ex, thinking that constant communication, grand gestures, or explaining their feelings will win them back. Unfortunately, these behaviors often have the opposite effect. Why? Because they come from a place of insecurity, and nothing is less attractive than desperation. Here's where Stoic philosophy comes in. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. Marcus Aurelius said it best: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When someone leaves or pulls away, your natural instinct may be to fix things immediately, but this approach often stems from fear of loss. The real strength lies in stepping back, regaining control of your emotions, and showing them that your happiness doesn't depend on their presence. This strategy is not just philosophical, it's psychological. When you stop chasing, you create space for the other person to reflect. People tend to miss what they no longer have access to. If you're constantly reaching out, there's no room for them to feel your absence. But when you step away, it creates a void, and human nature drives them to fill it. The best part? This isn't about them, it's about you. When you shift the focus from trying to win someone back to building your own self-worth, you send a powerful message. You're saying, "I value myself enough to step back and let you decide if you're ready to meet me at my level." That level of confidence is magnetic, and it's the one thing that can make them come back, not because you chase them, but because they recognize your value. So if you've been stuck in a cycle of overthinking, chasing, and hoping they'll return, it's time to flip the script. Today, I'll share the exact steps to reclaim your confidence, align with your worth, and let them see the incredible person they're missing. Are you ready to take control of your narrative? Let's dive in. Number 1. Embrace the no contact method. The first and most powerful step you can take is to cut off communication entirely. This is known as the no contact method, and it is not about playing games or trying to manipulate anyone's feelings. Instead, it's a strategy rooted in wisdom and self-respect, a chance to reset, reflect, and rediscover your inner strength. Let's be honest. Stepping back from someone you deeply care about isn't easy. It requires courage and a strong belief in your own worth. Think about it. When someone pulls away or breaks things off, our immediate reaction is often to chase. We text, call, check their social media, and desperately try to bridge the gap. But this reaction doesn't come from a place of love. It comes from fear. Fear of losing them, fear of being alone, Fear that if you don't act now, they'll forget about you. But here's the hard truth. Chasing someone when they've pulled away only confirms what they might already be thinking, that you don't value yourself enough to let them go. Instead, I want you to do something radical. Step back. Completely. This means no texts, no calls, no stalking their Instagram stories, no reacting to their posts, and no subtle likes to remind them you're still around. It's time to go silent, not out of spite or anger, but out of respect for yourself and the relationship you once had. Silence is powerful because it creates space, and in that space, something amazing happens. Both you and the other person have the chance to reflect. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When you stop filling your mind with constant worry about what they're doing or how they're feeling, you create room to focus on what truly matters, yourself. Think of this as hitting the pause button, not just for them, but for you. This time of no contact is an opportunity to regain control of your emotions, rediscover your passions, and rebuild your confidence. It's not about waiting for them to miss you. It's about making sure that when they do think of you, they see someone who is whole, strong, and capable. And here's something you might not expect. Silence can be incredibly attractive. When you stop chasing, you create an emotional void. Suddenly they're no longer the center of your universe, and this can make them question their own feelings. Why aren't they reaching out? Are they moving on? This subtle shift puts the ball back in their court and gives them the space to truly consider what they're losing. But don't make the mistake of using this time to sit around waiting for their return. Instead, invest in yourself. Take up a new hobby, hit the gym, focus on your career, spend time with friends, or finally start that project you've been putting off. Every day, ask yourself, what can I do to become the best version of myself today? The more you pour into your own growth, the more magnetic you become. And here's the secret. This isn't just for them. It's for you. During this time, emotions will run high. You might feel tempted to reach out, to check in, or to remind them you still care. But I want you to remember this. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strength. It shows that you respect yourself enough to give them the space they need, and more importantly, the space you need. Whenever you feel tempted to break the silence, repeat this affirmation. I am strong, I am valuable, and I choose peace over desperation. Write it down. Say it out loud. Post it where you can see it every day. These words are not just a reminder, they're a declaration of your worth. The no contact method is about more than just getting someone to come back. It's about rediscovering who you are when you're not wrapped up in someone else's story. It's about proving to yourself that you are enough, no matter what happens. So, take a deep breath and let go of the need to control the outcome. Trust in the process. Trust in yourself. And remember, the silence you create now will speak volumes later. Number 2, reclaim your self-worth. When a relationship ends or someone pulls away, it's natural to question your worth. You may find yourself thinking, what did I do wrong? Am I not good enough? Did I fail to meet their expectations? This spiral of self-doubt is one of the most painful parts of heartbreak. But here's the truth. Your worth is not determined by someone else's decision to stay or leave. Chasing someone, whether through calls, texts, or gestures of affection, sends an unspoken message that you don't value yourself enough to step back. It screams desperation, even if that's not what you mean to convey. and desperation rarely inspires love or respect. Instead, it often has the opposite effect, making the other person feel overwhelmed, even repelled. But what if, instead of chasing, you chose to reclaim your self-worth? Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, offers timeless wisdom. Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. In other words, when you truly understand your own value, you act in ways that reflect that understanding, and the way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others treat you. Let's break this down. Reclaiming your self-worth begins with introspection. Ask yourself, what are my unique qualities? What do I bring to the table in relationships, friendships, and life? What are the values and strengths that make me irreplaceable? Write down 3 qualities that make you unique and valuable. Maybe you're a loyal friend, a deep thinker, or someone who always makes people laugh. Maybe you're ambitious, empathetic, or fiercely independent. Whatever these qualities are, own them. These are your superpowers, and they deserve to be celebrated. Now, here's the next step. Reflect on these qualities every morning. Write them down where you can see them, on your mirror, in your journal, or even as a note on your phone. As you start your day, ground yourself in your worth by revisiting these affirmations. I deserve to be loved for who I am, not for how much I chase. Reclaiming your self-worth is also about setting boundaries. When you value yourself, you don't allow others to cross those boundaries or treat you in ways that undermine your dignity. This doesn't mean you should be cold or unforgiving. It means you understand that love and respect go hand in hand, and if someone isn't offering you both, it's not a reflection of your inadequacy, but of their inability to meet you where you are. Think about the power dynamics in a relationship. When you act from a place of self-worth, the dynamic shifts in your favor. You're no longer seeking validation from the other person. Instead, you're radiating confidence, which is inherently attractive. People are drawn to those who know their value because it signals stability, independence, and emotional strength. This isn't just about appearances, it's about energy. When you walk into a room knowing you're enough, people feel that. They sense your confidence in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, and the way you interact with the world. And this energy is magnetic. But what happens when doubt creeps back in? Because let's face it, this journey isn't linear. There will be days when you question your worth, especially if you're missing someone deeply. On those days, remind yourself of this. Your worth isn't tied to anyone else's ability to see it. You are valuable simply because you exist. Imagine a diamond buried in the dirt. Its value doesn't diminish because it's hidden or unpolished. The same is true for you. Even if someone can't see your worth right now, it doesn't mean you're any less valuable. Sometimes, people need time and distance to recognize what they've lost. The beauty of reclaiming your self-worth is that it shifts the focus from them to you. Instead of obsessing over their thoughts and actions, you're investing in yourself. You're rebuilding your confidence, nurturing your passions, and becoming the best version of yourself, not for them, but for you. In the process, something magical happens. When you stop chasing and start valuing yourself, others take notice. They see the change in your energy, your demeanor, and your approach to life. And more often than not, they're drawn back. Not because you begged them to return, but because they recognize your value. So, take this moment to step back, reflect, and reclaim your power. You deserve love, respect, and someone who sees your worth without you having to prove it. And the first step to finding that is believing in it yourself. Affirm this to yourself every day. I deserve to be loved for who I am, not for how much I chase. Say it out loud, believe it, and let it guide you as you take back control of your narrative. Number 3, stop trying to fix everything. One of the biggest mistakes people make after a breakup or in a difficult relationship is trying to fix everything immediately. It's a natural response. You want to reach out, explain yourself, apologize, or find some magical solution that will undo the pain and bring things back to normal. But this desperation to fix things often pushes the other person further away. Instead of solving the problem, it amplifies it. This is where Stoic philosophy offers a profound lesson. Focus only on what you can control. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Think about that. The anxiety you feel isn't just from the breakup itself. It's from imagining the worst-case scenarios, from overthinking what could happen if you don't act right away. You spiral into a loop of fear, thinking, what if they move on? What if they forget me? These thoughts make you believe that fixing things immediately is the only way to keep them in your life. But the truth is, trying to control something that's out of your hands only creates more tension and pushes them further away. When you try to fix things, you lose your sense of calm. You become reactive instead of intentional, and that energy is felt by the other person. Desperation and the need for control can never create genuine connection. Instead, they create pressure, and no one thrives under pressure. What if, instead of focusing on them, you shifted all that energy inward? What if you let go of the need to fix the situation and chose to focus on yourself instead? This isn't about giving up. It's about releasing control over things you can't change while regaining power over yourself. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, said, "Some things are up to us and some things are not. You can control your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. You cannot control theirs." The moment you realize this, you begin to reclaim your power. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care about the outcome. It means you're prioritizing your peace and trusting the process. Letting go is about creating space for clarity, for reflection, and for healing. It's about stepping back to allow things to unfold naturally instead of forcing them. When you stop trying to fix everything, you give the other person a chance to miss you, to reflect on their own feelings without the added pressure of your presence. This space is crucial. It allows both of you to gain perspective. And in the process, it shifts the dynamic. Instead of being someone who's constantly reacting, you become someone who's calm, cantered, and in control. This calmness is incredibly attractive. It communicates strength and confidence, qualities that naturally draw people in. To practice letting go, start with mindfulness. When you feel the urge to reach out or fix the situation, pause. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that this moment will pass. Emotions, no matter how intense, are temporary. By sitting with your feelings instead of reacting to them, you build emotional resilience. This is where true strength lies, not in controlling the situation, but in controlling your response to it. Another way to let go is to shift your focus. Instead of obsessing over the relationship, channel your energy into personal growth. Pick up a new hobby, spend time with supportive friends, or work on a goal you've been putting off. Every moment you invest in yourself builds your confidence and reminds you of your worth. You're showing yourself, and indirectly them, that your life is rich and fulfilling regardless of the outcome of the relationship. Creating physical distance can also help. Avoid places or situations where you might run into them. This isn't about avoiding confrontation. It's about giving yourself the space to heal. Distance allows you to detach emotionally and see the situation with fresh eyes. It also gives the other person the chance to miss you, to notice the void your absence creates. This is a powerful shift. When you're constantly present, it's easy to be taken for granted. But when you step back, your absence speaks volumes. Letting go is not easy, but it's necessary. It's an act of self-respect, a declaration that you value your peace and well-being over the need to control someone else's actions. It's also a sign of emotional maturity. You're showing that you can handle uncertainty, that you trust yourself enough to let life unfold as it should. And in doing so, you create an aura of confidence and mystery that is magnetic. People are drawn to those who are secure in themselves, who don't need constant validation from others. Affirmations can help reinforce this mindset. Repeat to yourself, "I let go of what I cannot control and focus on my inner peace." Write it down, say it every morning, and let it guide your actions. This affirmation isn't just words. It's a reminder of your strength and your commitment to self-growth. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop carrying what isn't yours to hold. It means you release the anxiety, the overthinking, and the need to control. And in doing so, you free yourself to move forward with grace and confidence. Letting go is powerful because it shifts the focus back to you. It allows you to reclaim your energy, your peace, and your sense of self. When you stop trying to fix everything, you create a new dynamic. Instead of chasing, you're stepping back. And that change is often what makes people realize what they're missing. Letting go doesn't close doors. It opens them. It invites better opportunities, healthier relationships, and a stronger version of you. So, breathe, trust, and let go. You've got this. Number 4, cultivate confidence and uniqueness. Confidence is one of the most magnetic qualities a person can possess. It's the quiet assurance that you're enough, that you're capable, and that you're thriving no matter what life throws your way. When you exude confidence, people naturally gravitate toward you. After a breakup or a rough patch in a relationship, showcasing your confidence can make the other person reconsider their decision. Why? Because confidence communicates self-worth, and self-worth is undeniably attractive. Confidence doesn't mean being arrogant or pretending to have it all together. It's about genuinely owning who you are, flaws and all, and being proud of your journey. Ralph Waldo Emerson perfectly captured this idea when he said, "To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment." Embracing your unique self is an act of defiance in a world that often pressures us to conform, and it's a key part of reclaiming your power. Think about what makes you unique. Maybe it's your creativity, your sense of humor, or your resilience. These are qualities that make you stand out and deserve to be celebrated. When you're confident, you remind the world and yourself that you're someone worth noticing. After a breakup, it's common to feel like you need to prove your worth to the other person. But the truth is, you don't need their validation. The most powerful thing you can do is focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Not for them, but for you. This isn't about revenge or making them jealous. It's about honoring your own journey and choosing to grow despite the pain. One of the best ways to cultivate confidence is by stepping out of your comfort zone. Take up a new hobby or skill that excites you. Maybe it's learning a new language, trying a sport you've always been curious about, or starting a fitness routine that makes you feel strong and capable. Each small achievement will build your confidence and remind you of your capabilities. Sharing your progress subtly whether through social media or conversations with mutual friends, can inspire others without making it seem like you're seeking attention. It shows that you're thriving, that you're moving forward, and that your life is rich and full, regardless of the relationship. This growth also creates a sense of mystery. When someone sees you thriving without them, they'll start to wonder what's changed. They might question their decision to walk away and become curious about the new and improved version of you. This isn't manipulation. It's a natural human response. People are drawn to those who radiate positivity and confidence. Your transformation can serve as a wake-up call, making them realize what they've lost. However, your confidence should never be dependent on their reaction. True confidence comes from within, from knowing that you're enough just as you are. Self-care is another powerful way to build confidence. Take care of your physical health by eating well, exercising, and getting enough rest. Dress in a way that makes you feel good about yourself. When you look good, you feel good, and that energy is contagious. Spend time nurturing your mental and emotional health as well. Practice mindfulness, journaling, or meditation to stay connected to your inner self. Remind yourself daily of your accomplishments and the qualities that make you special. When you cultivate confidence, you also begin to set boundaries. You no longer tolerate behaviors that don't align with your self-worth. This newfound strength is not only empowering, but also attractive. People are drawn to those who respect themselves because it shows that they won't settle for less than they deserve. This shift in energy can be incredibly compelling, not just to your ex, but to anyone in your life. Affirmations can play a significant role in building confidence. Repeat to yourself daily, "I am confident, capable, and worthy of love and respect." These words are more than just statements. They're declarations of your value. Write them down, say them out loud, and let them become your truth. Remember, confidence is not about perfection. It's about embracing your imperfections and realizing that they're part of what makes you unique. It's about showing up as your authentic self and not shrinking to fit someone else's expectations. When you embody confidence, you're telling the world, and the person who walked away, that you're thriving on your own terms. You're not waiting for someone to come back and complete you. You're already whole. So stand tall, embrace your uniqueness, and let your confidence shine. Not for anyone else, but for yourself. When you do, you'll find that the right people, including the one who might have walked away, will be drawn to your light. Confidence isn't just about getting someone back. It's about reclaiming your power and living your best life. You deserve nothing less. Number 5. Reflect and redirect your energy. After a breakup, it's natural to feel consumed by thoughts of your ex, wondering what went wrong, replaying conversations, or imagining scenarios where things turn around. But here's the truth. Obsessing over someone who's no longer present in your life does more harm than good. It drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and keeps you stuck in a cycle of longing and frustration. Instead of letting this energy pull you down, take control by reflecting on your experience and redirecting your focus toward growth and transformation. This isn't just a survival mechanism, it's an opportunity to thrive. Maya Angelou once said, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it." These words hold immense power. Life is full of moments that challenge us, but every challenge is an opportunity to grow. When a relationship ends, it's a chance to evaluate not just what happened, but who you are and who you want to become. Reflection is the first step in this process. Instead of dwelling on the pain, Ask yourself meaningful questions. What did this relationship teach you about your needs and boundaries? What patterns do you see in your behavior or in your choice of partners? What qualities will you prioritize in the future? Journaling is a powerful tool for reflection. Set aside time each day to write down your thoughts and emotions. Don't hold back. Let your pen capture everything, from your rawest pain to your smallest victories. Write about what you've learned and what you hope to achieve. Over time, you'll notice patterns and insights that can guide your healing. This process isn't about blaming yourself or your ex. It's about understanding and evolving. Once you've reflected, it's time to redirect your energy. All the time and effort you once poured into the relationship can now be channeled into yourself. Take up hobbies that excite you, set new goals, or revisit old dreams you may have set aside. Maybe you've always wanted to learn an instrument, start a blog, or focus on fitness. Now is the perfect time to dive into these pursuits. Every step you take toward self-improvement reinforces your worth and builds a stronger, more confident version of yourself. This redirection of energy doesn't just benefit you, it also changes the way others perceive you. When your ex sees you thriving and growing, it can spark a sense of curiosity and even regret. But more importantly, it shifts your focus away from seeking their approval and toward valuing your own journey. You're no longer waiting for someone to validate you. You're creating a life that validates itself. Transformation is not an overnight process. It requires patience, effort, and a willingness to embrace the discomfort of change. Some days will feel harder than others, and that's okay. Progress isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Celebrate small wins along the way, whether it's finishing a project, mastering a new skill, or simply feeling more at peace with yourself. Affirmations can help reinforce this mindset. Say to yourself, I am transforming into the best version of myself, and the right people will value me for it. These words remind you of your journey's purpose and keep you grounded in self-worth. Remember, the end of a relationship isn't the end of your story. It's the start of a new chapter where you get to be the main character. This is your season of transformation, a time to reflect, grow, and redirect your energy toward a brighter, more fulfilling future. You have the power to rise from the pain, stronger and more resilient than ever. Keep moving forward, and the right people will notice and appreciate the incredible person you're becoming. Number 6. Let them feel your absence. In a world where we're constantly encouraged to act and react, doing nothing can feel unnatural. But when it comes to reclaiming your power after a breakup, sometimes silence speaks louder than anything you could say. It may sound counterintuitive, but letting them feel your absence is a powerful and often underestimated strategy. The absence of your presence will create space for them to realize what they've lost, something they may not fully appreciate until it's no longer there. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, believed in the principle of recognizing value in its absence. He said, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." This principle is deeply rooted in the idea that what we often take for granted becomes invaluable when it is gone. By choosing to step back, you're not only preserving your dignity and emotional energy, but also giving your ex the opportunity to reflect on their actions and what you brought to their life. Doing nothing might feel like a test of patience, but it's actually one of the most empowering actions you can take. By resisting the urge to reach out, to check on them, or to ask for closure, you allow space for both of you to process the emotions of the breakup. They won't have your voice in their ear, your messages lighting up their phone, or your presence filling the empty spaces of their day. Instead, they're left with the silence that serves as a reminder of the absence of something meaningful. In this absence, something powerful happens. Your ex begins to realize the unique light you brought into their life. The conversations, the laughter, the shared moments of connection, and as time passes, the memories of those moments become more vivid, more valuable. It's in this silence that the longing begins to build, and they start to question whether they truly understand what they've lost. However, the key is to let this process unfold naturally. Don't chase them, don't beg for their attention, and don't make yourself available when they finally decide to reach out. Instead, focus on your own growth and healing. Let them sit with the void you left, and in doing so, allow them the space to realize the importance of your presence. The absence of your energy will force them to confront the feelings they may have pushed aside or neglected when you were still around. Affirm to yourself, "I deserve to be missed, and my absence is a reminder of my worth." This affirmation is a gentle reminder that you're not defined by their attention or validation. You have value simply because you exist, and that value will be felt even in your absence. When you choose to let them feel your absence, you're not playing a game or being manipulative. You're simply giving them the space to miss you, to understand what they've lost, and to appreciate the unique qualities you bring to any relationship. Remember, the key isn't to manipulate or play games. It's to value yourself enough to step back and let your actions speak. By embracing the no-contact method, reclaiming your self-worth and focusing on your growth, you'll not only regain your confidence, but also create the space for them to truly see your value. If this resonated with you, drop an affirmation in the comments below and let me know which tip you'll start with. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more empowering content. Until next time, keep thriving.